give the readers any thoughts or recommendations of how to give themselves that distance as they're writing. Do you have any
Mhm.
recommendations for the listeners who are exploring
Mm.
that?
It's actually really interesting the amount of pitches. We get a lot of pitches at the start. Whenever we open them up, we get a lot of pitches, and a lot of them are like, I want to tell my story. That is always what comes in. And if you're in that space, you're like, I want to tell my story. We always are like, okay, you need to ask yourself why. And why is that important? Is it for your own healing because you haven't worked that out yet, or you're just in this space? Why do you want to tell your story? It's like, oh, I think people can benefit. Okay, why? Like, go deeper into that zone. Um, and that's sometimes how you can kind of separate yourself from your characters as well. Because a lot of times you come in and you're like, I am really like this one character I'm writing about. Like I am self-inserting here big time. But maybe you're not. You're actually creating their story. They might be really similar to you, but they came through to help you in this magical world you're creating, or in 1800s Paris, or whatever you're writing them in. And that is a great thing to take a little step back and be like, okay, well, what is this character's motivation? Why are they going through this? Why are they coming through to me? Asking those sorts of questions to kind of just separate yourself from it a little bit and understand that the book already exists. You've already written the dang thing. You just need to actually put it on paper now. It's out there. You're just gathering the story, putting its pieces together and putting it into a place. And that makes you feel more like you're playing with Play-Doh and less like you're trying to get your story correct and like trying to share this vulnerable thing about you, and more like, okay, well, if I'm working with these other beings that exist out there, there's less pressure on me because I'm relying on them to help me channel through. I have space to do this. It's fun to expand upon this. It's colorful, and not so isolating in your own space even.